All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in here. And let's see, it's February the 18th. It's Thursday, and this is um, we're still stuck in this Texas polar winter freeze, and it's been quite concerning. So this is the second or third day at my friend's house here, and apparently we've had power here, which is great, which is why I'm shooting this video here, and actually was able to trade the market today, so that's great. And at our house, our main house, we did get power back according to the cameras that I looked at on the house. So power's been on for a little while, but there's been a lot of reports from other people here in Texas, a lot of other friends that are dealing still with no power or intermittent power and frozen pipes, no running water. So it's just crazy. So I lucked out today again. We've had power here at my friend's house, and that's great because it means I'm able to trade the market. And I feel unfortunate if you are, stuck in this mess here in Texas with us. It's quite rough. So hopefully a lot of people get power back tomorrow or sometime soon. But anyways, let's dive into the recap for today and what unfolded. And today wasn't that bad. Was able to go green today, a solid green day, but just not by much. So I'm up today. This isn't right. This is actually, I made my last trade and I'm up $611, or yeah, $611. So that was on that last trade. And today I mainly traded CAPA, and that was a majority of my trades. I did trade JFU, GTEC, and EDTK. So I felt like the market was a little slow today. We did only have I think 3 stocks that were above 100%, which is decent, but there wasn't a lot of action. So let's dive into CAPA, which was the main one that I was trading today. Let's actually do a real quick recap on the trades for this week. So Monday we had the holiday. Tuesday we drove over here seeking refuge because no power or anything, so wasn't able to trade Tuesday. And then yesterday on Wednesday was a decent day. I actually did quite well. I got up to like 1,400, but then took so much off. It was kind of a roller coaster, but ended the day with 973. And then today, kind of a similar situation, and I was able to end on my high of 611 here. So let me show you just the chart real quick before I dive into the actual stock. So anyways, this is where I started today. Started off not a ton of trades, very limited trades, and I was only just trying to trade what was in play. So that's what I did there. So that for that reason there wasn't a lot of trades. But anyways, CAPA actually took me up. I just had some really good base hits on it, and I wish I would have traded a little bit bigger size to make it more significant, but I was trading once again with smaller size to try to get my feet wet back in the market because I took a huge loss last week, my biggest one ever. I'll link the video above so you guys can check out that video, but I've been trying to work back from that and really build the account again because that one trade last Wednesday wiped me out big time. So anyways, rebuilding from that, so taking smaller share size. Anyways, worked up to $500, just trading CAPA. And then I switched over to CAPA was fizzling out, and then I saw JFU trading. And this is one that it was a stupid trade on. I have these nasty trades, it's like where I work myself all the way up to a good amount and then make this, transition to the next stock or something, make a nasty big mistake thinking that something's going to continue. It doesn't, and I take a nasty loss on it. So we'll look at that. Let's dive into it. Let's look at CAPA first. CAPA, yeah, here we go. Okay, so what was happening here is I wasn't really even watching this one in the morning at all because it was in a halt apparently for a very long time. I don't know what was going on with this stock. There is some news on it. I didn't look into it, but it had a huge gap today in the morning pre-market, and once it started open up from its halt, which wasn't until 10:30, it started bumping up. So I was kind of hesitant on it just because I didn't know where this thing was gonna really go. I thought maybe it'd rip up and then just close down. So I just took nibbles at it. But every trade I took was good, and it worked. I traded this entire thing, just taking my money off the table and make a little trade. And I wish I would have held a lot more of my positions, but it's like every time I'd hop into it, I would just take my profits off the table, and it was like $100 pretty much every time. So I got all the way up to 500 right in here, and then that's where I decided that might be the top. Actually, I think my last trade was actually right in the 24 area, and I figured this thing, it's gonna turn around at some point, and luckily I was kind of able to call that and just step back from it, and it did have a hard turn back down. So once it got to this area, I really just left it alone and watched it fade all day. So but anyways, I worked up. I had awesome trades all the way up to here, and I did leave some. I feel like I left a lot of money on the table, a lot of FOMO. Going up here, I should have held those positions longer. But hey, I took my money. That's fine. So I switched over to JFU because I saw this thing moving up pretty quickly. And let me see if I can find the time stamp on the trade here. Yeah, 1444. Let's see. Yeah, right in here. Yeah, which was a risky, area. So I did see this thing kind of slowly moving up all day, and it wasn't a huge percent gain. I think it was up like, I don't know, when I started looking at it, maybe like 30%. And anyways, I see it moving up here, and right in here, this is where I wanted to hop in. So I see this thing ripping up, right? And then it failed, and I was still just eyeballing it. And once I saw this move up here, I was thinking, oh boy, if this could rip past this resistance of 350, and this thing will take off. So I kind of hopped in here for that ride up, and I doubled in on my size, which I shouldn't have. I should have just kept my regular size that I was trading out, which I think was like 5K, and instead doubled up on it, looking for that breakout, and it went right into a double top, hit that resistance, and I had just a split moment to sell, and I was holding and waiting for that push up, and we didn't get it, and it just went right back down. So I took a big loss on this one. I think I sold right in here, and that was unfortunate because I pretty much wiped out everything I had, going from 500, yeah, from $500 all the way down to 68, practically wiping all of it out. So I realized, shit, that was a stupid move. All this hard work to get up there and then just screwing it up once again. And this is just how it goes. Sometimes you read things wrong, and it's constant experience. And I probably should have been a little bit more hesitant, seeing that this peak right here. But I just, I don't know. I got different feelings about it, and I was wrong. So gotta admit it, and took my loss. And then I was back on the train to rebuild, and tried to, get some more money back on the table. So I went back to trading. After that, I traded GTEC for a bit. Had a few trades on that. Let's see real quick. GTEC. Yeah, switched over, traded this one a little bit. And this wasn't great at all. But I was watching it in this area. This thing really just, it pre-market did an amazing job of going from $8 to what, 27. So this one was definitely on the radar. Pre-market watching that, but it went up, hit its high, and hit that resistance point right there, and it just faded. So I want to hear from you guys to find out if you traded GTEC in the morning, right? The first hour, or this was what? Yeah, first hour within market open. And let me know if you were in this and you were buying up here at this 25 area, hoping for that next leg higher. This is what I don't like about sometimes the market open, like that first hour. Things can be super volatile, and sometimes it's hard to judge. Sometimes I avoid trading, kind of that first 30 minutes to sometimes an hour. It just depends, but sometimes they get so tricky with all that crazy volatility. And of course, this one, it looks like it wanted to maybe push, got in this area, hit that resistance of that pre-market of 26.41, and man, it just flushed down and went right into a hole. Look at that. So I want to hear from you guys to find out if you were in this move for that next leg higher, and if you got trapped, because that looks like a really rough one. If you were in big share size, went right into a halt, and then you had to just dump for a loss at some point. So unfortunate if you were trading that, but I'd love to hear from you guys, because that's definitely quite a bit of a trap right there to me. So anyways, I was lucky enough not to trade this at that point, but throughout the day it faded, and I did see this area down in here. It faded, it went sideways for a while, and I was thinking it might curl up and have a nice breakout of that, and it had a little pop, so I did a little trade on it. Nothing great, but I think it helped out a little bit. And from there, I really just switched back to CAPA. This is where things turned for me and really helped me end the day. Because if we look at it, let's look at that chart again. Let's look at dope. Okay, so yeah, I went from back up to 337 all the way down to 45. So I'm feeling pretty crummy at this point, and I'm sitting there on the day, and then it's towards the end of the day, and CAPA, I was watching this the entire time because it was making moves. So it was actually sitting stagnant for a while. All in here, it hit its peak earlier in the day, then it went sideways for a while, had quite a few dips, and then a few little pops up here and there. And right at the end of the day, we had this awesome rip up. And so I hopped in with heavy share size on a couple trades here, which really helped me out for the day and helped me end the day at 611. So I had, a few trades in here, just taking that momentum up. I knew if we're going to break some of this area, this sideways resistance here, that once I saw that one candle move really hard, I was thinking, okay, great. Try to buy in some dips and sell once we get the move higher, and it worked out nicely. So that really helped me recover today. So sometimes I'm happy when I, watch the entire market day, because if I would have just stepped out in the morning, I, could have ended the day at, 68 or 45 on my low. But being patient and just watching that, sometimes there's opportunities at the end of the day, which are really helped me out. So while today is not really a big day at all, pretty tiny, It was a small step in the right direction. So let's look at the calendar real quick and I'll end it there for you guys. So here we are. Monday, holiday. Tuesday, no trades. Yesterday, 973. Today's 611. And then we've got tomorrow. Hopefully I can make that a green day, and hopefully I can put a big number on the board here on the calendar to try to earn back some serious loss from last week. So that's how we're looking right now. I hope you guys had an awesome trade day, and I'd like to hear from you about what was that GTEC, that trap that I pointed out earlier. So we'll leave it there for you guys today. Take care. If you're in Texas, stay warm, stay safe, because it's brutal out there. So until next time, we'll see you tomorrow. See you on Friday.